Hello, you're watching News Mongolia on MNB World, and I'm your host, Jargalma Tufshinjargal. Our top stories for today. The Genghis Khan International Exhibition will be inaugurated in Prague, Czech Republic. Mongolian National Chamber of Commerce and Industry opens representative office in Beijing. Central Bank of Mongolia joins the London Principles. For the news, stay tuned. The 75th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Mongolia and the Czech Republic will occur in 2025. As part of this milestone, an international exhibition on the theme of Genghis Khan will be held under the auspices of the two countries' presidents. The exhibition will take place in the National Museum of Prague, the capital of the Czech Republic, during the first quarter of the 2025. Mr. Cholong, director of the Genghis Khan National Museum, and Michal Lukas, director general of the National Museum of the Czech Republic, signed the official agreement. The exhibition will showcase a collection of artifacts from Mongolia and Buddhist monuments dating back to the time of the Hunnu Empire, Mongolia's first state. In 2023, the Genghis Khan National Museum organized the Genghis Khan How the Mongols Changed the World exhibition in Nantes, France. Over 250,000 people visited the exhibition over 5 months, acquainting themselves with the Mongolia's historical and cultural treasures. The exhibited works returned to Mongolia and are set to be displayed at the National Museum of the Czech Republic in 2025. Following this, they will be exhibited at the Riedberg Museum in Zurich, Switzerland in October before moving to Canada and the United States. The National Museum of the Czech Republic, established in 1818, boasts a collection of over 20 million exhibits, representing more than 30% of the country's museum holdings. With a team of over 300 researchers and specialists, it's regarded as Europe's largest museum, attracting over 1.5 million visitors annually. Among its impressive collection are over 2,500 Mongolian artifacts, with half focusing on religious significance and the remainder depicting daily life in Mongolia. In collaboration with the Genghis Khan National Museum, a project titled Mongolian Heritage Spread Around the World is underway with support from the Ministry of Culture. As part of this initiative, they are jointly creating the book Mongolian Heritage in the Czech Republic. The upcoming Genghis Khan exhibition, slated to run for 5 months, will be a highlight of this partnership, showcasing Mongolian heritage to the public. Now let's take a look at Mongolian current affairs.
Mongolian swimmer Tamer won 2 gold and 1 silver medal at the Pre-Olympics Tournament 2024 Hong Kong China Long Course Swimming Invitational Trial 2. Over 750 swimmers participated in 17 distances and categories. Coach Dimu Leng headed the team from Mongolia, consisting of international master Tamer Tsilmig and sports master Altanar. Tamer won the gold medal in the 50 and 200-meter breaststroke and the silver medal in the 100-meter breaststroke. With these achievements, Tamer scored 758 points. Moreover, his time in the 50-meter breaststroke of 23.49 seconds set a new Mongolian record. The previous record stood at 23.81 seconds, and this was broken by 0.32 seconds. The International Water Sports Federation confirmed the swimmers to compete in the Paris Olympics pool and granted the right to Mongolia for 1 male and 1 female swimmer to participate. The Mongolian Water Sports Federation will announce the swimmers to participate in the Paris Olympics. The authorities of the Mongolian National Chamber of Commerce and Industry met with the China Council for the Promotion of International Trade of the People's Republic of China in Beijing on June 17, 2024. At the meeting, the two sides exchanged views on connecting business owners and attracting investment in projects and programs in renewable energy, green agro-industry, transportation, logistics, and education sectors. The two sides agreed that the Mongolian National Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the China Council for the Promotion of International Trade need to jointly establish a legal committee to protect the interests of foreign investors and provide legal advice and services. The China Council for the Promotion of International Trade invited Mongolian business owners to extensively participate in the International Supply Network Expo to be held in November 2024. At the opening of the representative office, the Mongolian National Chamber of Commerce and the China Council for the Promotion of International Trade Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region Committee signed a memorandum on establishing a permanent consultative working group. Hong Kong Foison Holding, Chongqing Tongyao Intelligent Equipment, and Inner Mongolia Zhonghun Ranlian Export-Import Trading were the first Chinese companies to receive their membership certification from the Mongolian National Chamber of Commerce and Industry Representative Office in Beijing. The president of the Central Bank of Mongolia, Tlausrung Biatrang, attended the World Gold Council meeting and signed the London Principles along with the central banks of Colombia, Ecuador, and the Philippines. Established by the World Gold Council, the London Principles aims to structure and formalize the purchase of gold from artisanal and small-scale gold miners, ASGMs, by central banks, supporting responsible ASGMs and integrating them into the formal supply chain to reduce illicit activities and harmful practices often associated with small-scale gold mining operations. The Central Bank of Mongolia noted that the signing of the London Principles by the central banks of 4 countries will make progress in the purchasing of gold from responsible sources.
Thank you for staying with us. Now let's take a look at currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Next, our program will turn our attention to foreign news, partnered with international news agencies. The United Nations discussed the humanitarian crisis in the Gaza Strip at its daily briefing on Wednesday.
The situation in the West Bank is
Farhan Haq, deputy spokesperson for the Secretary-General United Nations, said that many residents have been displaced from active fighting in the region and 625,000 children have been out of school because of the hostilities.
So first off, in Gaza, the Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs said that people continue to be displaced amid active fighting and bombardment. Currently, the UN Relief and Works Agency, UNRWA, estimates that 65,000 people remain in Rafah. This is in stark contrast to 6 weeks ago when Rafah hosted 1.4 million displaced people before the Israeli evacuation orders and military operation.
Meanwhile, in Haiti, the International Organization for Migration, IOM, states that nearly 580,000 people have been displaced due to the infighting taking place. This has caused many Haitians to flee neighboring communities, like the southern region of Haiti, which is still recovering from the deadly 2021 earthquake.
The International Organization for Migration says that nearly 580,000 people are now internally displaced across the country. This, they say, represents a 60% increase since March. In addition to the displacement in and around the capital, Port-au-Prince, violence has pushed ever greater numbers of people to flee to neighboring provinces. As a result, in the southern region, the number of internally displaced men, women, and children has gone from 116,000 to 270,000 in the last 3 months. Most of those displaced are currently hosted by communities already struggling with overburdened social services and poor infrastructure. IOM says this is particularly acute in the country's southern areas, already weakened by the 2021 earthquake. In the metropolitan area of Port-au-Prince, 2/3 of the people displaced live in spontaneous sites with very limited access to basic services. Since the end of February, IOM has provided nearly 5 million liters of clean water to some 25,000 people and rehabilitated 22 water hand pumps. More than 37,000 people have been provided with relief supplies, including blankets, water containers, solar lamps, kitchen sets, and plastic sheets.
Despite these obstacles, humanitarian aid groups such as the International Organization for Migration, IOM, have provided the displaced 37,000 Haitians with relief supplies including blankets, water containers, solar lamps, kitchen sets, and plastic sheets.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un announced on Wednesday that relations with Russia have elevated to an alliance. Russian President Vladimir Putin arrived in North Korea early that day, emphasizing the country's desire to cooperate closely to overcome US-led sanctions amid intensifying confrontations with Washington.
During a joint press conference with Putin, Kim stated, "The relations between the two countries have been elevated to a higher level as an alliance. This has provided a legal foundation on which we can fulfill our government's grand plan and our people's wishes of building stronger countries while protecting the safety of the world and region." The two leaders signed a partnership that includes a vow of mutual aid if either country is attacked. This summit held in Pyongyang occurred as both nations face escalating standoffs with the West. Putin's visit, his first to North Korea in 24 years, comes amid concerns over an arms arrangement in which North Korea provides munitions for Russia's war in Ukraine in exchange for economic assistance and technology transfers. Details of the comprehensive strategic partnership remain unclear, but Kim called it the strongest ever treaty signed between the countries. This alliance is expected to facilitate cooperation in various areas, including politics, economy, culture, and military. Putin mentioned that security and international issues dominated the talks and did not rule out developing military technical cooperation with North Korea under the New Deal.
Now let's take a look at weather forecast for world major cities. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We will see you at Friday with more news and updates. Goodbye.